Hi, preschoolers. It's Mrs. Decker. So I am here to talk to you today about the letter. What letter is that? If you said Q, you'd be right. Q, queen, qua. Q, queen, qua. It is Tuesday, and so we talk about how to properly write the lowercase letter on Tuesdays. And today your job is to learn to form or write the letter Q. Before we start, just like always, we're going to warm up by practicing pointing at the lines on our large writing grid. Are you ready? Put your arm out. Here we go. Skyline, plane line, grass line, worm line. Skyline, worm line, plane line, grass line, skyline, worm line, plane line, grass line. Good job. Shake your arm out. Did you warm up a little bit? Do you remember what all these lines are called? Skyline, plane line, grass line, worm line. Now, to properly form the letter Q, lowercase q is a plain line letter. Lowercase u starts on the plain line. So that's a fun thing about it. I want you to remember that our letter Q usually hangs out with this letter U. They're almost always together. Q usually hangs out with letter U. What's interesting about letter lowercase q is, do you see how his tail kind of points this way? It points to letter U. So this way you remember that U fits perfectly right next to Q and his tail points right to the U. That's how we remember the Q and U go together. So as we make letter Q today, we're going to remember that letter Q's tail points to letter U, which keeps in our mind that those two letters go together all the time. But letter Q is a plain line letter, so we're going to start here on the plain line. We're going to start on the plain line. We're going to trace back and go down to the grass line, all the way back up to the plain line. Then we're going to trace down, down, down to the grass line, and we're going to point up to where letter U would be. I'm going to go ahead and make that U on just one, so you remember that Q and U go together. U is a letter we've already learned how to make, so we can make that together. U is a plain line letter. We start at the plain line, come down to the grass line, go back up to the plain line, trace back down to the grass line. Q and U. Q, queen, qua. Q, queen, qua. Good job. So here's our letter Q. Not too bad. Let's do another one. Are you ready? We're going to start on the plain line. We're going to trace back to the grass line, come back around to the plain line, trace back down to the grass line, all the way to the worm line, and point up to that letter Q. Q, queen, qua. Q, queen, qua. All right, let's make one more. I want you to say the words with me of what we're supposed to do, and also you can put out those two magic pointer fingers and draw that letter Q with me. Are you ready? We start on the plain line. We trace back down to the grass line, come back up to the plain line, trace back down to the grass line, go all the way to the worm line, and point that tail up to his buddy U. Q, queen, qua. Q, queen, qua. Beautiful, beautiful work. I'm so proud of you. That was excellent work that you did. Q is not a hard letter to make, but it's also not an easy letter. So we're going to just use our magic fingers, me too, and we're going to trace it. We're going to start at the plain line. We're going to trace back down to the grass line, round back up to the plain line, trace back down to the grass line, all the way down to the worm line, and point the tail up to his buddy U. Just like in this first one where his tail is pointed right at letter U. So as we're looking at these, I think this one is pretty good. I'm going to give this one a smiley. I think this one looks a little weird. I don't love the way it's too fat. And then I think this one's pretty good. So they're all letter Q, but I was just picking my best. I always like to point out which ones I'm really proud of, just so that I remember that sometimes I do okay, and sometimes I do great. And this one is just okay. The other two are great. Sometimes they're all really good. Sometimes they're all not very good. But today we did okay. So there's your letter Q for today. Q, queen, qu. Q, queen, qu. Nice job, friends. I hope that I can see some pictures of you. Maybe the adult in your house will send me some photos of you practicing letter Q or letter Q and U together. And what does that say again? Do you remember? Q, queen, qu. Q, queen, qu. Great job, preschoolers. I'll see you later.